Hello everyone, welcome to my course Entrepreneurial Software Development and Management ESDM. So today we are going to see the topic SRS. So first of all, let's introduce myself. I am Professor Poonam Shinde, Assistant Professor at IT Department PICT Pune. In this lecture, I am going to introduce the fundamental concepts of software management, focusing on how to document and define a project before developing begins. So for that purpose we use SRS. So SRS is nothing but a software requirement specification. So let's start with what exactly the SRS is. So the SRS is nothing but it is a blueprint of a software project. What is the goal behind SRS? So it acts as a clear list that tells developers exactly what to build and what to develop. Yes, then what is the behavior of SRS? So it explains how the system should work, how it should behave under certain conditions, and what the users specifically need from the system. So basically think of it as it is a detailed plan showing what the software will do and how it should perform. Yes. So what is the purpose of SRS? Why do we spend time writing this document and why we should waste time on SRS? So there must be some purpose behind it, right? So the purpose of SRS, first purpose is define a software purpose. So it explains the what and how the software exactly is, and what is the software is and how it should work and how it is going to work. Yes, so it defines a software purpose. Next purpose is details requirements or detailing requirements. So it serves as a central collection of all key information, so the team is not guessing what to build. Yes, then we have facilitated communication. Yes, so it is a bridge between developers and customers to ensure everyone agree with software features. Then we have maintenance project focus. Yes, so it prevent a scope creep and confusion. So keeping the team aligned with the original plans, we require SRS. So to be effective, an SRS must possess several key qualities. So these are the some characteristics of a good SRS. So first one is accuracy and logic, or we can say as a correctness. So it must be correct when you are writing any SRS, when you are writing a requirement of customer, so it must be correct and it is consistent. Consistency must be there should not be any conflicting rules, and it should be complete. No requirement should be missing over there. So these are the characteristics. Then we have clarity. Yes, so when you're writing a SRS, it must be unambiguous. There must be only one interpretation and it must be understandable by the customer. Then we have technical quality. So it should be variable, or we can say it should be testable, modificable. It is easy to update and it is easy to mapping the requirements to the final code. If you are writing a SRS, so your SRS must be understandable and readable by any kind of customer. So ranking for importance. So when you are writing any SRS, so ranking must be there. It should be complete. There should not be any missing requirement. Your software or your SRS must be unambiguous. you have only one interpretation there. You can if you are writing a SRS, so your SRS must be easily modificable. Your requirements must be easily traceable, and it is design independence. Means when you are writing SRS, so it should be describe what the system does, not how the internal code is written. Okay, so these are the some software requirement specification characteristics we have. Then this is the detailed SRS outline. Okay, a standard SRS follows specific structure, so often it is based on IEEE specific standards. So you can see here, first part we have introduction. So in introduction we are going to cover the purpose of our system, then we are going to cover the scope and definitions, then we if we have conventions, then any suggestions, references you have for your software, so we are going to cover that, or we are going to write that in introduction part. Then we have system features. You can see here we have a system features. In system features we have a detailed functional requirements and response sequences. Like functional requirements, like suppose I am having a railway reservation system, so booking a ticket is what? It is a functional requirement. Yes, so we are going to cover here functional requirements. Then we have external interface requirements. Yes, so how the software talks to the users, hardwares and other software. So here we are having a GUI, that is a user interface, then software interface. What are the different hardware interface I am going to require for my software? What are the different communication interfaces I require? Like I require any communication interface, so that comes in, or that we are going to write in external interface requirement. Then non-functional requirements. Yes, so what is a non-functional requirement? So non-functional requirement is nothing but how the how will be the performance of my software. Then I'm going to write about the security, then quality, what are the different quality attributes I required for my system, so that I'm going to write in my non-functional requirements. And in overall description I'm going to write the perspective, then what kind of operating system environment I requirement in my system, then what is the response sequences I have, then product features, user documentation, some dependencies, assumptions, that I'm going to cover in overall description. So this is all about this is the outline of my SRS. I'm going to show you one example of SRS. We'll see it later. First of all, we'll see what are the different uses of SRS. Yes, so first of all, you can see here, we first user, or who exactly read this document, who is going to use the SRS document. So first we have system customer. Why system customer is going to use SRS? So to ensure the product requirement meets their business needs, or whether the developed software is meet with their business needs, their requirements. So customer is going to check that using this SRS document. Then we have manager. Yes, so manager use our SRS document for planning schedules and cost estimation, time estimation. For that purpose SRS is used by manager. Then we have system engineers and developers. Yes, so system and engineers uses SRS for understanding what code to write. Why? Because we have the specific, we have given a specification in SRS. So we have functional requirements, non-functional requirements, which kind of operating system I required. So that software engineer can, or system engineers can easily write a code using the help of functional and non-functional requirements, then all communication interfaces, all that things. Okay, next we have system test engineers. So to create the test cases, we these engineers use SRS. Then the maintenance engineer we have, yes, to understand the system for future fix, maintenance engineers use SRS. Yes. So in this slide we are going to see the specification times, that is infographic. Yes, so requirements are categorized into different types. First, you can see here we have quality, functional, performance specification, then interface specification, maintainability, then reliability specification, and safety. So these are the metrics of your require specification. So first is functional. So in functional, we are going functional is nothing but what the system does. Then performance is speed and scalability. Then we have interface, so interaction with the other system. Then maintainability and reliability, so how easy it is to fix and how often it fails. And safety and security, so protecting the data and users. So these are the specification type of your SRS. Okay, next we'll see the benefits of the SRS. Yes, so first benefit is agreement. So establish a formal contract between customer and supplier. Then next benefit of SRS is its efficiency. Yes, it reduces the vast development efforts by preventing errors in early phase. Then estimation. Third is what? Estimation. It provides a basic cost and schedule estimation. So it provides the data needed to estimate how much the project will cost and how long it will take. Yes. And next we have baseline. Yes, so becomes the standard used for final validation and future enhancement. So these are the some benefits of your great SRS. So we'll see one example of SRS. So you will easily understand how to write a software requirement specification. So as we see in outline, you can see here, first of all, in introduction, first of all we write the title of our project. So here I am taking one example, online railway reservation system. So first of all, we'll cover an introduction part. In introduction part, I am going to write the purpose of my railway reservation system. So purpose is nothing but what? It enables the user book tickets online, cancel tickets, check trains, and so on. Then I am going to write the scope of my online railway reservation system. Here you can see the scope is train search by resource, source, destination, and date, then seat availability, user registration and login, and so on. Next I am going to cover a definition, then acronyms and abbreviations here. So what is SRS stands for, what is GUI stands for, what is PNR stands for. So I am going to write here, and the references which I use for my system I am going to mention here. So in next part I am going to explain overall description. So in overall description you can see here I have written a product perspective here, then I have written the product functions, then here I have mentioned user classes and characteristics. So for you railway reservation system, I require a passenger, administrator, and passenger is going to search the trains, book and cancel the tickets. Then administrator role is what? Manages the train data and user account. Why I'm going to write this? So using this, the code developer can easily write a code or easily implement the code. Yes. Then here we have operating environment. So front end, web browser, back end, then platform. Then I have mentioned here design and implementation constraint here. So Here I have specific requirements, what I require in functional requirements. So functional requirements, you can see here I have taken one table. So in functional requirements I have ID for functional requirements and what are the requirements I want and what are I want in my system, and what are the non-functional requirements I want, means how the performance I want in my system, how reliable my system should be, then security, usability and scalability, that I'm going to write in non-functional requirements. Then I'm going to write the external interfaces I require for my system, then user interfaces, hardware interfaces, software interfaces, communication interfaces and so on. I'm going to write or I'm going to mention in this document. So this is all about my SRS, how this is how we write the SRS document. Yes, I hope you understand what exactly the SRS is and how we write the SRS. So let's start with quiz. So first question you have here, what is the main purpose of an SRS document? So option for this is to write a program code. Yes, next option is to test the software. Then third option we have to describe what the software should do, and last option is to deploy the software. Yes, so what will be the right answer? Any guesses, students? Yes, right answer is to describe what the software should do. Yes, very good. Next question is, SRS mainly helps in communication between, so options are only developers or testers, then customers, developers and stakeholders, and end users only. So what will be the right answer? Yes, any guesses? So the right answer is customer, developers and stakeholders. So SRS mainly helps in communication between customers, developers and stakeholders. So we'll move to the next question. So third question is, which is the following best defines an SRS? Yes, so SRS is what? Whether it is a coding guideline document, whether it is a testing checklist, whether it is a detailed description of system behavior and requirements, or it is deployment manual. So what will be the right answer? Yes, students? Yes, so right answer is SRS is nothing but it is a detailed description of system behavior and requirement. Yes, thank you so much, students.